Have you ever felt like your brain is constantly tired, like no matter how much you sleep, you wake up foggy, unmotivated, and restless? That was me. And deep down, I knew the problem wasn't outside. It was something I was doing every day, something that was quietly rewiring my brain. Constant instant gratification. So I decided to try something extreme. I cut out masturbation completely. Not for one day, not for a week, but long enough to see if I could reset my brain chemistry. This is my story. The first few days were honestly brutal. My brain felt like it was screaming for a hit of dopamine. Every little urge felt louder than ever before. It wasn't even about desire. It was like my mind was programmed to crave that instant relief. Day 1, I thought, this is impossible. Day 2, I kept pacing around my room, restless, unfocused. By day 3, I realized I wasn't just fighting a habit, I was fighting years of conditioning. But here's where it got interesting. Around day 5, I noticed something I hadn't felt in a long time. Clarity. It was like the fog in my brain started to lift. See, here's what I learned. When you constantly give in to urges, your brain gets used to unnatural spikes of dopamine. It becomes addicted to shortcuts. Real life starts to feel boring. Work feels boring. Reading feels boring. Even conversations feel boring because nothing compares to that instant hit. By stopping masturbation, I forced my brain to reset its dopamine balance. Suddenly, the small things started to feel meaningful again. A morning walk, a workout, reading a book, even silence. And that's when I realized this wasn't just about self-control. This was about retraining my brain to enjoy reality again. By the second week, the benefits became impossible to ignore. I was waking up with more energy. My focus was sharper. I actually wanted to work on my goals instead of scrolling endlessly. My conversations felt more alive because my mind wasn't fogged up. But the biggest change? Confidence. When you know you can control your most basic urges, you feel unstoppable. I started walking differently, talking differently. Even looking people in the eyes became natural. It's like every day I wasn't giving in. I was telling my brain, I'm in control, not you. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Around day 12, I hit a wall. The urges came back harder than before, like my brain was testing me. I remember sitting there, debating with myself. Just once won't hurt, right? But then I thought about why I started. I thought about the fog, the anxiety, the lack of focus I used to live with. And I realized giving in would mean going back to that version of me. So I pushed through, and that single decision in that single moment changed everything. By the end of the challenge, I wasn't just more focused, I wasn't just more confident, I felt rewired. I realized that discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And by cutting out something as addictive as masturbation, I proved to myself that I could control any part of my life. I wasn't chasing dopamine anymore. I was chasing purpose. So if you're watching this and you feel stuck, if you feel foggy, lazy, or trapped in cycles you can't escape, I want you to know this. It's not your brain that's broken. It's just overloaded with instant gratification. And if you take back control even for a week or 30 days, you'll start to see just how powerful you really are. Remember, discipline creates freedom. And sometimes, the smallest challenge can lead to the biggest transformation. This was my journey of resetting my brain chemistry. Now maybe it's your turn.